Well, good morning and welcome to My Help, My Mississippi. We are right here on WMPR 90.1, number one station in the nation, providing you with some great, helpful, healthy information. I'm Chef Charles and I'm delighted to be here this morning, making sure that you understand that high blood pressure is not mandatory. Type 2 diabetes is not mandatory, and high cholesterol, it is not mandatory. Well, you're listening to the number one show on the radio. That's what we like to say. I'm so proud of WMPR for this platform and allowing us to bring to you every Thursday morning some great information on 90.1 where you can grab on the run. I am here this morning with two good people who are we're going to be sharing some great information with you. I got Monica and I got Ross on here with me this morning. They're going to introduce themselves in a second. But, in light of some of the things that's been going on in our community and across this world, I've been doing some research, Russ and Monica. And you know what? Everywhere I look, and with all the research, they say food matters. Food matters how our people think. And I'm going to be sharing a little bit of that with you, but I don't want you looking at our guests and not knowing who they are. So I want to introduce you. Monica, introduce yourself and let people know who you are and where you're from, how tall you are, how much you weigh. Just kidding. We don't have to go on.
Well, thank you, first of all, for allowing me to be here. I am Monica Stewart Wilson. I am from Jackson, Mississippi, actually. Graduated from Jackson State University. I did leave not too long after that because my dad was in Nashville and I ended up staying in Nashville for a good while. But that was okay because in Nashville, I met this man.
All right.
Best man ever. That's Russell Wilson. Best man ever. And we ended up moving around. And back in 2016, we moved back here from Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah, he took me all around. So, and we have enjoyed being back in Jackson, Mississippi.
That's awesome. So we're gonna let the best man ever introduce himself. Russell, introduce yourself, my friend.
Thank you, Charles. My name is Russell Wilson, and I am actually not from Jackson, Mississippi. I'm originally from New York. I say the Northeast because I was born in Buffalo, New York. We moved to Boston, then we moved to the New York City area where I spent most of my early life through graduating college. Uh, After I left the New York City area, I moved to Nashville, and that's where I met my lovely wife, Monica, of 28 years with three wonderful children. And the Lord has blessed us. Love being here in Jackson. I never would have thought I ever would have lived in Jackson, but it's been good to our family. And, you just look to the blessings from the Lord to and thank Him for showing you, something different and how things can be great for you. So happy to be here. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Russ. You never know, but when you meet a woman from Mississippi and she brings you to Mississippi, you're part of Mississippi.
Well, like she said, we went around a few places before we ended up here. But again, happy to be here.
Yeah, we are definitely happy to have you on, and I want to. First of all, guys, I want to let you know that our health is worth fighting for. Uh, Russell and Monica, I got on my shirt that says the fighters. Fighters stand for future in great health today, every day, responsible self. I got my cup, my water cup that says the fighters, because fighters stand for future in great health today, every day, responsible self. And audience, I want you to know today that your health is worth fighting for. And listen, good health will not just come to you. You got to go get it. I mean, there's so many things that's around us that's encouraging us to do what they want us to do because all all their intentions are to sell us what their product. And we are buying it up like it doesn't even matter to the body. And so the reason that and again, I'm so appreciative because I respect the church so much. that you all are attending. And Russ, I want you to tell us a little bit about the church you go to, and then we're going to talk about, how you all respect your body with the food that you put in the body. Okay, your audience, did you hear what I said? Respecting your body with the food that you're placing in your body. You cannot disrespect your body and expect your body to show up in the time of need, right? It will not happen. We got to show it some respect. So, Russell, tell us a little bit about your church, and everything, and what you all are doing there, and how you are using food to help respect your body.
So the church that my wife and I attend is the Berean Seventh Day Adventist Church here in Jackson, Mississippi. Uh, I've been Seventh Day Adventist all of my life, and one of the things, one of the huge messages from the Adventist Church is our health message,
Mm-hmm.
and the focus on what the scriptures tell us in terms of treating our bodies as a temple, and being aware and conscious of the things that we put into our body,
Mm-hmm.
our the types of food, the meat, and the different things that we should and we should not eat. When you start talking about unclean and clean meats, and what has happened is science, and even today, the medical profession has confirmed, a lot of these things um, that lead to, whether it's high blood pressure, what leads to heart disease, or these long-term type of illnesses, cancers, actually come and stem from the types of foods
Mm.
that we eat.
Preach, Russell, preach.
And when we focus on just the basic, and it's not new and original to Adventism, it's just a message that we promote, in terms of a healthy lifestyle, with the diet, with exercise, with getting enough rest and water and all those types of things, and really being conscious about the things that we put in our body. And that's one of the huge consistent messages that I've learned, and within the Adventist Church, and how it has helped me to really focus on a healthier lifestyle and a healthier diet.
Oh, that was well said. But it's the training that you've had,
Mm-hmm.
and it's coming from the church, through the church,
Mm-hmm.
down through the pulpit to all of the members.
Absolutely, absolutely, and again, what happens is we're trying to be consistent. You can't force people.
Right.
You can put information
Mm-hmm.
in front of people, but again, it comes down to their individual choices and recognizing how they can benefit from it. So yes, the teachings in the church, the emphasis. I mean, there's books, there's literature. My wife is over health ministries at our church, and she's a huge advocate of healthy living, healthy lifestyle, and again, the foods and the diet. So it's that training, that consistent focus of trying to encourage people to be healthier with their choices, especially with their food choices.
That is so important to know that that consistency
Mm-hmm.
for generations,
Yes,
right?
yes.
It's going forward.
Absolutely. Train up a child in the way they should go, and then when they, get older, they won't depart from it. So you start early with your children and education, and when you have meals at church, potlucks, when you go to people's homes and whatnot. Again, everybody doesn't embrace exactly everything, but again, the overall teaching and the message is to focus on that. So you encourage it, you reinforce it, and you're consistent with it in terms of your meals and how you present to other people.
And that consistency, when you're consistently and you're demonstrating that, you're not having a potluck lunch or a dinner, and it's different from the teaching.
Correct.
It's
Correct.
in line with what's being
Absolutely.
taught.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's one of the things in terms of the education process, because in the young people, then they see and they understand. Okay, we're not going to have certain foods, we're not going to
Mm.
have certain drinks, we're not going to focus just on the sweets. When we have with our youth programs, and for example, we have what is called Pathfinders, which is very similar to the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts of America, but they go on camping trips. But when we're on these camping trips, the types of foods and the meals that we serve. Again, it's that consistency in terms of the training and helping them to understand, but then also seeing the benefits of
Mhm.
it, because now what we're teaching, these are consistent with the health messages you hear everywhere around the world. In terms of what things lead to people having a healthier lifestyle. I'm sure you're familiar with the blue zones, where you have people.
Yes.
Yes, the blue zones. One of the blue zones is out in California, Loma Linda, California, and Loma Linda is home of one of the largest Adventist churches in the country. They have the Loma Linda Hospital and medical school and whatnot. And again, there is a strong emphasis of the diet, health message of the church, and those health principles
Mhm.
that help people to live longer and avoid those long-term illnesses, again, like the cancers and the diabetes and all those types of things.
Can I
Yeah.
just add something to
I was
that
coming to
question?
you next,
Oh,
Monica,
okay.
for that. Yes, go
On
ahead.
that question, I just want to add, I grew up Baptist.
Okay.
I grew up here in Jackson Baptist, and when I was introduced to the Adventist church, we went to a potluck, and I saw so many healthy fruits and vegetables prepared, and no meat.
Oh.
So the first time there was alternative meat, and there's an issue with alternative meat, but it was so different from how I grew up,
Mhm.
and we ate anything and everything, right? And so it impressed me so much because, yes, the health message is something that is spoken about. It's not one that's hidden. And when I saw it practiced, I was so impressed because
Wow.
I've always been a health advocate anyway.
Okay.
Because I think sometimes we grow up saying, you get old, this is what's going to happen. You're going to
Yes.
get diabetes.
Yes.
You're going to get overweight. You're going to have high blood pressure. Like it was just something that was a rite of passage that we had to have. And I used to always say, no, we don't have to. When I saw older people in the Adventist church that were still social, they were eating healthy, they were getting around. That was an absolute motivation for me.
Wow.
And I was a lot younger at that time, but still looking at the Adventist church and that message, and now hearing how, I think Russell said this, how the message just from medical society is saying really the same thing.
Yes.
And it's what really they've been preaching for hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years, for generations, right?
Absolutely.
And I grew up in the Baptist church as well, and I potluck. I mean, I know there the alternative meat. I look at it as a transition.
Yeah.
When you're trying to switch and you still are in that
Mm-hmm.
mindset that you still want something. It's good to use, I think, as a transition.
Mm-hmm.
But to see what you just described,
Mm-hmm.
no, we don't see that. We don't see that. Uh, I've been at health events and spoken about health, and we didn't see that. The consistency, Russ, that you were talking about across the board is what's impressive to me. Okay, not just saying it, Monica, but living it. Now, your position at the church, and Russ just basically call you a health nut.
Yes, I did.
So tell us about your role and how, and I can tell, and I love what you said, watching, our people grew up and thinking it was like a rite of passage. Oh yeah, because I tell people all the time, my mom and them, and when I say my mom and them, I'm talking about my Mary, my DC, Everybody was on high blood pressure.
Yeah.
We just felt like this is a part of, the Smith household. We're going to have it because
Yeah.
they had it.
Right.
So tell us about your position
Yeah.
and you being a health nut and how that has helped you, your family.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So at Berean, I am over the health and wellness committee. Now, part of what I will say is all churches are not alike.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we've been all over. We've been in Tennessee, in Minnesota. And there are some churches that were definitely healthier than others. And when I came to Mississippi, we are taking baby steps to kind of wean some things away. So, for instance, in Minnesota, we never serve soft drinks.
Uh-huh.
I know that sounds really
Oh,
foreign
no.
down
Yeah,
here
no,
because
I
people are
love it.
probably like, you can serve, what did you all drink? Well, we drank water. And if we didn't have water, we served 100% juice. And we
Mhm.
know juice can spike things up, but we never served soft drinks. It was almost like foreign. I mean, it
Mhm.
was natural though.
You're right.
We did not have soft drinks in the church. Yes, if somebody wanted to go to the store and get something, fine. But as
You-
a
you all
church,
wasn't serving
we did
them.
not
Right,
serve
Right.
Correct.
Gotcha.
soft drinks.
Mhm.
And so I came down here, and that's what we have. We had a table full of sodas. And so as the health and wellness leader, I'm trying to take baby steps and just reminding people that, water is healthier for our bodies, how much water we need. In Minnesota, we had a health advocate come to our church just to talk about water.
Wow.
And Russell, you may remember
I
this.
remember.
He made such a great and compelling speech about drinking water that we were all like in awe of how he did it. He really did a great job on this.
Unforgettable.
Unforgettable.
unforgettable the way he presented it. But he reminded, and people will remember how important it is to our bodies, the way he presented how important water is. But that's my job at the church. And so a lot of it is also just making sure we have the information.
Mm.
We
Yeah.
all know that Mississippi is high in diabetes.
Yes.
We're high in being overweight.
Yes.
We're high in all the
Obesity.
other illnesses.
Mm-hmm.
That we know some of this does come from just being Black, just being African American,
Mhm.
right? We do realize that, but which means that we have to work harder.
Yes.
We have to work harder.
Yes.
And so that's part of my job. And one other thing I just want to add to that is we know as slaves, so our generational ancestors, we had to eat what we could to
Right.
survive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And purposely, we were given food that wasn't the best,
Right.
but we made it work,
Come
right? We
on
made
now.
it yummy, we made it good because that's what our ancestors could do.
Yes.
However, we cannot survive eating that way now 3 meals a day.
Right.
We can't eat soul food 3 meals a day. It will kill us.
Right.
We had to do it then.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to do that now.
Right.
We can't eat fried foods 3 times a day. We don't need to eat meat 3 times a day.
Right.
Really, it may be too much for our digestive systems, for
Right.
our bodies. So I think sometimes, because I hear people say, this is what my tradition is, this is how I grew up. Sometimes we have to realize we have to break that because we're in a different generation and we see what it's doing to us. We can have a plate with a lot of vegetables and a little
Mhm.
meat, as
Mhm.
opposed to a little meat. As opposed to a lot of meat and a little vegetables.
Right. Like a lot of other Asian countries, where they have more vegetables on their plate than they do. Than meat. And Monica, as you were talking about our ancestors, listen, I just want a shout out to our ancestors. They would have figured this out by now because they took what wasn't wanted and made everybody want it. It was survival food. We call it soul food, but they were surviving.
Right.
You can't tell me today they wouldn't figure out, hey, we got to survive.
Right.
This food is killing us. It's weaponized against us. No, they were too intelligent, right? They could take the hog head and make everybody want it. now is killing you,
Right,
they'll figure it out.
right.
We have just allowed people to just tell us, and again, the information. And I always say if we had more food information, we'll be on less medication. If we had more food education, we'll be on less medication. And so I like even the guy coming to you all talking about the water,
Mhm.
making it impressed that everybody knows. Call you on the air. You have a question for Monica or
Yes, I am enjoying the program. I had to call in this month. It's October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I'm a 31-year cancer survivor. I
Oh,
should say cyber.
Amen.
But can you all talk about the processed food? Even though we're talking about the vegetables and changing our diet, it's so much processed food that I have come to realize that it's destroying a lot of our bodies. I'll hang up and listen. And thank you for such a great program.
Thank you and congratulations.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Ringing that bell.
Yes, ringing that
Praise the
bell.
Lord.
Yeah.
So excited for you. All right, have a great one. We're going to address that. Okay.
Yeah, real quick, when it comes to processed food, the realization should be that it's just as unhealthy as unhealthy food. Things in their foods in their natural states are much better for you. It's been proven, it's been documented. Anything, when you look at processed, there's going to be a high level of sodium. Sodium, contributes to hypertension and high blood pressure. All the things that when you hear the medical professionals say these are the types of foods you need to avoid, well, you can start the list with processed food. We have to go back to preparing natural foods, natural dishes. I mean, when you think about it, processed food was put in place really to make money, for big businesses to make money and make things convenient for families. But it wasn't designed to be healthier for us. That's not the intent. The intent is for convenience and to make money. So we have to pursue those areas, even when, for example, just an example, I'm a vegetarian, and I will eat as a supplement, some alternative meats, but I can't rely on it. I can't eat it every day. I can't eat it 3 meals a day because it's not good for me. The fact that it's in the freezer or in a can on the shelf, again, it has preservatives and all these different things, names that we can't even pronounce, but they're not good or healthy for us. So we have to pursue those natural, healthier alternatives and resist the urge to always use processed foods. I'm sure my wife has a lot more to say about it because she she would prefer having natural foods and prepared in their natural state.
Look, it's hard because everything is set up for convenience. And that's what processed food is set up for, convenience. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not easy, that it is easy to completely avoid processed foods. When we're riding down the street, I mean, even yesterday, I was like, man, I'm really hungry. I had jury duty and I left there. I was really hungry. Like, man, I really want something to eat. I could have stopped at a whole bunch of places because coming from Canton, I saw Popeyes, I saw Wendy's, I saw Taco Bell, I saw all these places. I'm like, man, I can just drive through and get something really quick. And I know we've all seen the things where that food has sit. They just left it alone for a few months and it still looks the same way because it's so processed. And I just kept going as hungry as I was. And I went home and I grabbed a bag of salad and I put some meat on it. So processed foods, I think everything in moderation. I think Charles said we have to do some education that it's bad for you. When you get ill, you start to see all these things that people say, don't do this, take this out of your diet. But when we're healthy, we're doing it.
Right.
So with processed foods, yeah, it's absolutely bad. And Charles, I'll let you add to that. And I just say, again, if we can continue with the healthier, less processed things, it takes more effort. It does, because like I said, I decided to stop and chop up some vegetables and eat with my salad and put some meat on it and some nuts. But I was full after that. You know, it was great, and I feel great that what was in my body was not deteriorating it, because there's another saying, you know, you're either eating it to live or you're eating it and it's killing you.
Yes. You eat it to live or you eat it to kill. It's the devil comes to steal, destroy, and to kill. So let me just say this. And first of all, again, thanks, caller, for bringing this to our attention. The processed food is for the lazy man, the lazy woman. If you want to be healthy and stay around, eat from the ground. The less man has to do with it, the better it is for you. Don't mess with for an example, if I want okra, I don't need you processing it for me. Okay? I don't need you putting it in adding seasoning to it, doing all these things for me. I can do that on my own.
Yes.
Bring it to the market, let me get it, and I'll take care of it. Want to be healthy, stay around? Eat from the ground. Caller, you on the air. Can I help you?
Yes, I happen to just turn to the station and hear to hear what you guys are talking about. And I like to say this all the time whenever I call in. Thank you for taking my call, and I appreciate, the subject matter that you all are discussing, because I'm here to tell you 10 years ago we weren't talking like this.
That's true.
I can honestly say that based on the attention that I've given dietary issues, we were blindsided as an American public over 60 years ago. We were blindsided. Now, if you think about it, most of us, we grew up in families where somebody at least tilled the soil to grow their own food, right? And lo and behold, I really believe that a lot of us are still benefiting from those lifestyles. We were more active because you didn't have a choice. But we were blindsided for convenience, and we were blindsided for the desire to have an easy go of it. That kind of stuff is now backfiring on us. And I really hope and pray that we start carrying ourselves this way. Every time we have a celebration, every time we have a repast, because that's not a celebration, but every time we have a celebration and every time we have a repast, we're supposed to be showing love, right?
Right.
But what do? We pile those tables up full of sugary processed foods, things that we really don't need. And the salad, everybody skips over the salad. Somebody gets a chance to take it home. And the fruit. I mean, we need to start seeing what we are doing to ourselves. Absolutely. And I'm guilty of it now. I'm not just saying this to point the finger away from me. I would rather you do better than me. You might be able to be an inspiration to me in the end. I'm driving, so please forgive the background noise. But yeah, we can save ourselves if we choose to, but we do have to sacrifice in order to achieve that.
Absolutely.
It is a sacrifice.
If we're going to go to our early graves.
You're right.
And that's what we're doing. And I think it goes back to making it more appealing. The salads I've seen at repasses, I didn't even want. I mean, it's like just some lettuce and maybe a tomato, and that's about it. You have a nice, good green salad, some kale, maybe some avocado. I know my husband didn't like avocado, but some vegetables on it, some fruit, the nuts on it. You make that salad look appetizing and it will be gone. I promise you. But people don't.
Yes,
they want
yes,
the fried
ma'am.
chicken to look more appetizing.
Well,
Right?
you are keep trying to inspire our people. We are hard to change. Have you ever noticed that?
So hard.
Listen, thank you.
We are people who are hard to change. We got to do it though. That's maturity.
Thank you. Thank you, caller. We appreciate it. One of the things that I say, guys, and I do this, I have a free cooking show. I just finished up a Let's Beat Breast Cancer series. Once and I do this online, right? Free of cost, because I don't want folk saying I can't afford to pay 50 cents to come watch. So it's free, no cost to you. And it shows folks, Monica, how to make it appealing, how it could taste good. I did some hamburgers. That's my wife. I did some hamburgers Tuesday night, and man, we told those things up. This is a true story, and she's listening. So, she don't like me to tell her business, but I'm putting it out here today, right? So be praying that I can go home. But here's what I did. So I cut the hamburger in half so I could demonstrate how it look on the inside. And showing good, got tomato on it, lettuce on, and it's made from chickpeas. I mean, a real hamburger from chickpea, and add some other ingredients there, and it was looking so enticing. Put some vegan mayo on it, and some little mustard, and again the tomatoes. I cut that baby in half, and took pictures of it so the audience could see it and taste a little bit of it. And she said she took a half, she tasted. She said, I don't want half. She tasted half, brought that, and said, I changed my mind. I won't tell her. It's good. Yes, caller, you on the air.
If I have a question, can you use processed canned food and wash it off before you use it, or you should just stay away from canned foods altogether?
Let me just answer that for you real quick, because everybody can't get the fresh stuff out of the garden. When you can get your beans and try and get low sodium and then rinse those babies off, okay, it is just as good, okay? So when we talk about processed food, basically it's like the cheeses, like your processed meat and all the processed potato chips. Get you some potatoes from the can or from the garden and put those babies in the oven, not the potato chips in the bag. That's the expiration date is 2029. But yes, please try and get low sodium, but rinse them off. Beans are kings and queens of protein. We've been sold a bill of good that we have to have meat to get protein. We don't. Cows don't eat meat, and we don't need to eat them to get protein. So you're right. So thanks for that question.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Did y'all want to add anything to that? I got that.
No, I agree. I think that was great. I mean, even like your chickpea sandwich, I get a can of chickpeas, rinse them off. I love it when we roast them.
That's
I would
good.
love that chickpea
Oh,
burger.
I'm gonna have to. I'll bring the recipe.
Great.
It was so good. And not only that, I'm still telling you business, honey. She was going to the track because we worked out. We all work out. So she was going to the track, and she said, and she called before she got to the track. And here was her question: am I going to have a hamburger when I get back to the house? Because they were so good. Man, because I honestly, I ate two didn't I? That's really good.
Yeah.
But I have to, go ahead, Ross.
Oh, no, I was going to say, one of the key things, though, is really re-educating our taste buds and introducing tasty food. You just can't take a processed burger, put it on the bun, and expect it to be, something that's very appealing. But when you, as you indicated, when you put the work in and you add things to it that are healthy and make it tasty, then people will like it or will gradually. But it also comes back to what they really want out of life in terms of for themselves and their health, because it goes back to being a choice.
Yes.
The things are available. Yes, there might be a little more work. Yes, I might have to do something. I may not have fresh vegetables available to me, so I have to wash some of the processed things, wash the sodium off, get low sodium. But at the end of the day, there has to be a want to.
Yes.
In your personality to say, okay, I want to do better. I will do better. I choose to do better.
I want to do better for my liver, my lungs, and my kidneys. I watched my mom on kidney dialysis, and I don't want that. I was there 3 days a week with her. So my kidneys and I have an agreement. I'm going to provide for them so that they can help provide for me. Is that all right? And it's not easy. And I tell people all the time, I love good tasting food, but it has to be good for my body.
Right.
Don't bring me nasty food telling me it's good for me. You eat it. Okay. I want it both ways.
Right.
That's how our ancestors were.
Right.
And we could do this. So go ahead, Mike.
Oh no, I love what you said because that is motivation.
Right.
You don't want to be on dialysis.
No.
Now, the reason Russell called me a health nut, if we go back to that, is because I will do things in the sake of health. I will try some celery water. No,
Uh-huh.
okra water.
Okra water.
Okra water.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
health benefits of okra water. I will try okra water as slimy as it is
Uh-huh.
because of the benefits. That's why he calls
I
me a
love
health
that.
nut because he's like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
But it's. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
I was
go
gonna say,
ahead.
but it's not just that. I see my wife every morning. I mean, she'll whatever it is that she has identified through her research
I
that's
love
going to be
it.
healthy for her. It doesn't have to taste good. It doesn't have to be sweet. But if it's good for her, she's going to do it. I'm not there yet. I'm working on it,
Uh-huh.
and my wife's helping me. But that's what you have to do. You have to recognize everything's not going to be sweet. Everything's not going to be crispy and salty and seasoned. But if it's good for you and healthy,
But this day and age, there's so many products out there. If anyone does the research, if anyone just takes the time, you can, once you start, if you're on social media, once you get on social media and start tapping into some healthy sites, your algorithms will be flooded with some healthy recipes that look delicious and are delicious. And so we just really, I encourage anybody listening is just make the effort for yourself. We don't have to be like our parents or grandparents. My grandmother died early.
Mhm.
She was obese. She ate terribly. I saw it and I knew, like you, Charles, that's not what I wanted for myself. My mother was a healthy eater, and I actually saw that and I said, that's what I want. And she lived a lot longer than her mother, right?
Mhm.
So, yes, she did have diabetes. And so I'm trying to see how can I not have diabetes? I'm pre-diabetic.
Mhm.
When I go back to the doctor, because when I saw that, I was like, wait a minute. Russ and I encourage each other. We exercise. You know, we eat healthy. It's like, what can I do and what am I not doing? Because I do not want to be diabetic. And so get your numbers. I encourage everybody, know your numbers. You have to go to some medical provider so they can find out what your numbers are,
Mhm.
right? And once you are armed with that information, do not be afraid, but take that information and make yourself the healthy version of you if that's not where you are.
So we're gonna have to take a station break, but Monica, give me a 5 because I'm right where she is, Russell. They call me extreme. I don't admit to being extreme. I never accept it. But whatever work, I mean, if you tell me watermelon is good for me and the rind is better, I'm gonna figure out how to get the rind in my system. You know why? Because my system needs the best version of me in order for it to give me the best version of it. We're working together.
That's right.
Okay. And I can't have a bad heart, right? And it's because I treated it bad. Oh, I'm not going down that road. We're not going there. My heart works so hard, and all it asks of me is to eat smart. What I'm here to say, hey, I'm eating my plant-based meal today. Marcus, you better stop us, man. Give us my theme music. All right. Yes, let's have a station break and we'll be right back.
That's great. You like this, Russ? You got some hair under your chin.
got it. Thanks, bro.
The future in great health.
I love this.
Every day, responsible self. We're the fighters with fight. The future in great health. Today, every day, responsible self. We're the fighters with fight for our health. The future in great health. Today, every day, responsible self. Where the fighters will fight for help.
Well, thank you. And we're right back here on WMPR 90.1. You're listening to My Help, My Mississippi. I'm here with Russell and Monica. We're talking about food. Well, this part of the show, Monica and Russell, is where I identify a particular food and you guess what food it is. All I do is tell you the health benefits of the food.
Goodness.
Okay? Now, but the first thing I want to do is to mention what's going on in the community, guys. First of all, I want to mention that it was supposed to be today, State of Emergency Diabetes. Babies are dying in Mississippi. That event that was supposed to be today has been canceled because of a legislation hearing that will be taking place Thursday, October the 30th. So that is a good thing. And I want to appreciate Mr. John for the work that he's doing. We can't have our babies not living to be 1 year old. And so there's Mississippi legislation, Black Caucus, legislation hearing, saving mothers, saving family, addressing Mississippi maternal health crisis. Status of maternal and infant mortality. This is going to be from 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Mississippi State Capitol. I got to put this on my calendar because I want to be there. Mississippi State Capitol, room 113. Okay? Listen, whenever they say a state of emergency, that means it is bad. And at this day and time, 2025, that shouldn't be. So first of all, Monica and Russ, I want to thank you all for inviting me to be. I'm so excited to be at you all's church this Saturday.
I'm so
I
excited
am
to have you.
Looking forward to having you.
excited of being there. Anytime that you can help me talking about health, I'm talking to my liver, my lungs, and my kidneys all the time. And I love sharing it with other folks that you need to treat them like they're your children. Because if we treat our children like we treat our organs, that would lock us up for child abuse. Because we don't pay any attention to them until something goes wrong with them.
Right.
And then we start going to the doctor and say, Doc, something's wrong. I don't know what it is. Let me tell you what it is. You have misused them and abused them. I used to say all the time that my mom's kidneys failed her up until a couple of years ago because I love me some mama. She died at 58 years old. But my mom's kidneys didn't fail her. She failed them. She just didn't know how she was failing them. We didn't have that system, Russell, that you all grew up in, showing folks how to eat. Right, man, talk about canned drinks. This was just like, there's nothing else in the refrigerator, right? And tell me how that's doing the kidneys, right? I'll tell you what's wrong. It was what you put into yourself. Well, we won't get started there. We're going to go to the next phase is who am I? And man, y'all got to agree to come back because this is so good. All right. So first of all, I am rich in lycopene. I am potent antioxidant that help neutralize free radicals that can damage DNA and lead to cancer, especially linked to reduced prostate, lung, stomach, and breast cancer. If you cook me like a sauce, I release more lycopene and make it easier for the body to absorb. Number two, I help lower LDL. I don't like bad cholesterol. I will help you knock it out. I reduce blood pressure. I prevent plaque buildup in arteries. Am I bad? Y'all need me. The combination of lycopene, potassium, and vitamin C support healthy circulation and reduce inflammation in the blood vessel. Who am I? Who am I? Somebody know who am I?
I know the answer.
Okay.
What's the answer?
It better be a tomato.
I am tomatoes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a
Like
good
that
one.
was fun.
Listen, guys, tomato is a bad guy. I'm gonna just say this: it boosts immunity, packed with vitamin C. Okay, uh, it fight inflammation. It supports skin health. It promotes brain health. Aid blood sugar balance with get this, being pre-diabetic. Uh, tomatoes has a low glycemic index that contains chromium and fiber, helping regulate blood sugar level, especially beneficiary for preventing or managing type 2 diabetes. Is that not awesome?
That's
Improve gut health and hydrate and detoxification. Our tomatoes are 95% water, helping flush out toxin and maintain hydration. Excellent for kidneys
awesome.
and liver function. Wow. And important for the kidney stone prevention too. Want to know how to prevent kidney stone? Hey, those are some bad guys. We need to have more of those, right?
Yes.
But this is who I am. So thank you, caller, for doing that. I saw somebody had put it in the chat as well. And I know you had figured it out, Monica. I saw you had.
I did. Did you figure it out, Russell?
Thank you, Monica.
Put them on the spot like
Russell's
that,
right.
right?
I'm gonna let my wife take that one.
She's built for this.
She really, I could tell when she got it, right? But guys, this is something that's disturbing to me. You know, the things that went on to this past weekend in Mississippi. Listen, I was trying to figure out, was the food affect how children think, learn, and behave. The connection between diet and brain function is strong, especially in growing children whose brains are developing rapidly. If we're not giving our children what they need to develop their brain,
Mhm.
why are we surprised the way that they're acting?
Mm.
Good morning, caller. You on the air? You have a question?
Good morning. How you doing? Good morning. Yeah, I listen to y'all a lot on WMPR, and I just missed something y'all talking about pre-diabetic. I'm pre-diabetic, and you talking about something you take for pre-diabetic. I need to know what that is.
All right, so I'm gonna give you some good information, okay? So just hang up, and then I'm gonna talk to you about that real quick. So don't go anywhere, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. So Monica, and I wanted to mention this earlier. First of all, I'm going to be doing a series free online starting November the 9th. It's called Wipe Out Diabetes. Okay, and it's, by the way, I always have a medical profession talk about what food will do. This is a group of doctors, PCRIM and Food for Life. They're sponsoring me to do these shows. And the doctor come on, Dr. Bernard, and his staff, they talk about the value of food, what it can do medically. They started PCRIM. PCRIM stands for Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. This is a group of doctors who decided that, you know what, food is the best medicine.
Right.
Without a
That's
shadow
good.
of fact.
That's good.
And they talk about, before I do the cooking demonstration, how food can help wipe out type 2 diabetes. Yes. So we're going to get rid of it. And caller, if you go to, and I know you may be driving, but if you go to myhealthmymississippi.com. Now, Mississippi is spelled out, myhealth, HEALTH, mymississippi.com. I'll send you a whole brochure on how. Just put your email information in. It's going to ask for the contact information. Put that information in, and then I will send you some information on how to wipe out diabetes. But to answer your question, we was talking about tomatoes and how good they are for type 2 diabetes, okay? And there are some other things that I want to incorporate. I want to share with you. But type 2 diabetes, listen, I have a song. Again, if you go to my website, My Help My Mississippi, and click on the YouTube page, I know, Marcus, I always have a song for everything. Marcus over there laughing. But my song reads this way, caller. It's talking about diabetes. It says, Diabetes, you won't be here long. This is not your home, and you will be gone. Okay? So there's a whole song. I don't need you walking around here like you're proud. Yeah, I got diabetes type 2 and I got a key bed for me. No. You will be gone because this is not your home. We got to stop welcoming things in our body. Like I tell people all the time, our mouth is the door to the house where our organs live. We need to stop opening the door, allowing any and everything to come into our house to destroy our organs.
Amen.
Just because it's been advertised.
Right.
Who is it good for when it's advertised? Who is the sale for? Sure not for my organ.
No.
So when I say diabetes, you won't be here long. Cause you don't belong here. I listen. Let me mention hypertension. I know they call you high blood, but they don't gonna kick you in the butt. Look, I don't believe in having any disease. My mom had enough of them for me. Okay, my aunties, they had enough of them for me. And I know you, Monica, you mentioned you saw your mom eating healthy. My mom died at 58 years old. Sister died at 54. Another one died at 52. Dad died at 41. Brother has stage 4 lung cancer. I have a niece that's 48 years old, COPD, that was living with me when my mom died. Don't tell me about, I don't have time for it. I don't have time to invite diseases into my system. Okay? If I wasn't born with it, you're not coming in here now. I don't want you. Does that make sense?
It does.
That's why I love having you on, because of, it takes a church, because we got these churches everywhere. We just need to be consistent, Monica. So tell us how we can be more consistent.
So, first of all, I love that you're fighting this. We need more people. I love that the caller said 10 years ago she didn't hear this. So one thing I want to add is that we need to talk about good health one of these days too.
Okay.
But what I have done, which has helped me, and I want to encourage callers to track what you eat in a day.
Good.
There is an app called MyFitnessPal. And with MyFitnessPal, you can put in what you've eaten, and then you can see the nutrients, the protein, just your macros. You can see that all listed, and you can say, you know what, man, I'm still 0% on vitamin A. I have not had anything with vitamin A, because if we really look at our diet, if we track, it's like, oh, okay, I had a hamburger, I had a chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A for breakfast. I had, what does that add up in a day? What nutrients have you had? And so I like to look at that. It's like, oh, okay, let me have some carrot juice, because I don't have any vitamin A. I want to keep my skin looking smooth. I want to keep my eyesight looking great. And so let me get some vitamin A, some carrots, some beta carotene, maybe roast some butternut squash. Maybe I can. So whatever it is, track. I say, to help us stay consistent, I encourage people to track what they eat. Is it colorful? Is your plate all brown? Right. I like some brown stuff too, but I can't eat all brown. I need some green. I need some orange. I need some red. And that will help us with our healthy diets.
Even rainbow color, I like that. We're going to have you back, because I want to talk about that rainbow color, okay? I'm going to bring some of those information Saturday when I come. So, Russell, our time is almost up. So I'm going to get you all to sign on contract that you're going to come back. Because this has been so good. But any final thoughts for our listeners?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I would love to add is I really appreciate your enthusiasm and your commitment to this. And going back to your question, what can we do, or how do we keep it going, is just get more people educated, more people involved, and more people recognizing the benefits. You recognize the benefits, and you shared some of your family history. And unfortunately, it's tragic because a lot of them died or had, illnesses and diseases at such an early age. And our bodies were designed to last longer. But as you indicated, as we've talked about, it's what we put in and recognize what's good for us and do those things. So again, I've enjoyed this discussion and appreciate you allowing us to come on and share our experience, and look forward and hopefully we can come back again.
Absolutely, Russ, you coming back. Any
Can I
final
say one
word?
final word
Yes,
as well?
yes.
I do see positive things around Jackson. There is the Jackson Run Club.
Yes.
Hundreds of young people gather every Sunday
Mm-hmm.
and exercise. They run. If you can't run, they walk, and then they do some stretching exercises. And they're talking about a healthy message as well. Full of young people.
Yes.
Full of young people. And so I think we have to get back, because yes, we knew our ancestors, they had to exercise. They were in the field. They were cooking. They were making those homemade biscuits, homemade syrup, even homemade food, killing the chicken out. And we don't have to do that now. And so we have to make an effort of, how am I going to get up and exercise? How am I going to do this? And I do see Jackson coming around. There's some great yoga people. So our young people, I have seen mobilize to do some things. So there is hope.
There is hope. And if you all continue to bring the word, we're going to continue to reach other people. One thing for sure, we're not going to stop.
No.
We're not going to stop. Again, you've been listening to My Help, My Mississippi, WMPR 90.1. We're so proud that we can stand on the shoulders of those who started this great station, Brother Edwards and his daughter, and what Mr. John is doing. Thank you for this platform and allowing us with Marty to present what we think is the #1 show on the radio. So y'all have a great evening. We'll see you next week. You can reach me at myhelpmymississippi.com. We'll see you next time. Give me my theme music, Marcus. I love this music. Yeah, that's it right there now.